Today on Love 225, 3 years after the Get the Gat at the net with the LSU Tigers, Subtweet Shawn is still bouncing all over the place. We'll talk to him about how his latest bounce song may even get Beyonce's attention. We'll explain that coming up. And there's a new book from a local legend on other notable people and his descendant is here to talk about it. Special stories coming out of St. Francisville. That's coming up on Love 225. Then we're revisiting a Love 225 food favorite. And here's a hint. There's no meat. We're back with all the good vibes, and the vibes don't stop there. We've got the head chef here in the building to talk about the latest at her meat-free establishment. You do not want to miss what we talk about. Get it? If you don't love Baton Rouge, that's because you don't know Baton Rouge. And if you don't know Baton Rouge, well, you're about to. I'm Brandy B. Harris. This is Love 225.
Brothers out there flaking and perpetrating, scared to kick reality. Yo, man, a lot of brothers out there flaking and perpetrating, scared to kick reality.
All right, do you remember this? Yeah, that was the national championship with the LSU Tigers in 2020. And that dance craze, the viral Get the Gat dance challenge that they brought all the way to the White House, it started right here by the young man joining me today. A viral sensation, some would say, a local celeb. Joining me today, Subtweet Shawn Taylor. Shawn Taylor, thank you so much for joining us here on Love 225.
Thank y'all for having me.
So first, obviously, for the Baton Rouge area, for the LSU community, to see those clips from the national championship, it brings a lot of pride. People are very excited. They get the gat, get the gat, get the gat. How does it make you feel when you see those clips?
It's like a bunch of nostalgia, because it was like, it doesn't feel that long ago, but it's like, man, that was like a real time, you know, to be alive for people to see.
Yeah, and they brought it to the White House. Yeah. They were doing it all over campus, all in the viral videos. I mean, it became a thing all over. Does that make you feel excited that you, like, created this?
It did. I always, like, say that was one of, like, the very high points of my, like, you know, entertainment career. Like, definitely, so. But
you were not just famous from the Get the Gat challenge. People don't just know you from that dance, right? You've been doing this a while. I told you before we started filming, I asked around and one of our girls from New Orleans was like, girl, he was famous before the Get the Gat challenge. So talk to me about how you rose to success as an entertainer.
So one of the first things I went viral for, and it's like real big out here, and I actually was just talking about this at LSU last week. And I asked the guys, like, you know, did he know the dance? The dude was jumping up and down like a dolphin. It was like, yeah, we always doing that. I'm like, well, did you know I made that? And it was like, nah, you ain't made that. I'm like, I actually did. So that was like one of the first things I went viral for. That was like 2015-ish.
You were still in high school?
Yeah,
okay.
I was still in high school, like a junior. So
wow.
People don't even know I did that. It's a couple of things.
It's a couple. Go ahead. Get it off your chest, man. Let the people know.
They got this video I did. I was dancing to Kurt Franklin. It was like, you know, y'all mind if I praise God? People know my stuff. It's like they just don't put the face with it.
Yeah.
So it's like once I start breaking it down to them, I'm saying this and that, they be like, oh, that was you?
Right.
So it is, like I said, the list could go on. Like,
it's much more the action in the videos that I think we all remember. Because like the Get the Gat thing, like all of those videos, it was just, really that part resonates with you. And you don't even really put together who was doing it. You're just like, I like that. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about, you're not just making viral videos, which I'm so impressed because you find time to do that. But that's not all you're doing. You're also an entertainer. You're out here performing for people, right? Talk to me about it.
So I started off really on stage doing stand-up comedy. People always ask me, like, you know, is it harder to do like the rapping and stuff on stage? I'm like, no, because of me having to tell jokes on stage, and I have to make you laugh compared to this music you might already know, and the job is already done for me. So just being on stage, really, like, I'm more comfortable when, like, the room is packed, you know, there's a bunch of people. Instead of, like, let's say I had to perform for just you, I'll kind of just be, like, nervous because it's just, like, it's one person. So I like to do what I do.
So you bring energy, and you like when the crowd gives you that high energy back. So
yes.
I think I told you when I called you to book you for this show, for Love 225 in this episode, the big thing, if y'all know me, if you've been following me for a little while, then you know I'm a huge, the biggest. I am the president of the Beehive. So when I saw that you were on a push to get Beyonce to let you perform the bounce version of Dangerously in Love with her when she comes to New Orleans, tell me how this idea even came to be.
It started with me and this guy, Teezy. He's from New Orleans. Me and him went to high school together. It was like this little Instagram thing we got into on live, and we was just like, you know, talking. And we kind of got everybody riled up about it, because, you know, everybody thought, oh, they're beefing. But we really wasn't. So put together this song. We posted it. It just went crazy. Like, I ain't gonna sit up here and say I didn't think it was gonna do that. It just went crazy. So I just started posting these videos, and I was like, you know, day one of doing this until Beyonce lets us perform with her. And, you know, people say what they say in the comments, like, oh, this ain't gonna happen, but a lot of people come up to me and ask me, like, hey, did Beyonce reach out to you yet? So
did she?
No, not yet.
Okay, so we haven't heard from Parkwood or from the team yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Parkwood, if y'all are listening, y'all need to hit my man up. Superdome will go crazy.
Facts.
Absolutely nuts with this bounce beat. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's an iconic song from her. Obviously, she's opening her concert with it. And now you've got a bounce version. There's nothing more quintessentially New Orleans than to Beyonce let y'all come on stage and perform the bounce version of her song.
100%.
I absolutely love that. Now, y'all are going to want to stay tuned, because later on in this episode, Shawn is going to teach me the dance. He's going to let me do it. I'm not going to make a fool of myself. I actually can do it, okay? I have a little rhythm, a little two-step. So you're going to stick around and teach me that?
Got you.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, Shawn.
Thank you.
Well, when Love 225 returns, we're learning about a book that highlights stories that have been overlooked for far too long. We're talking all about St. Francisville. Plus, are you hungry? Well, we're going meat-free for our lunch in just a bit. We'll have all that here on Love 225. There's a new book out right now that you have to read. It starts from one man's intention of making sure that all of our stories are being documented and passed down. That book highlights notable people of color from north of Baton Rouge in the historic city of St. Francisville. And joining me to talk all about it, Ken Dawson. Let's talk about it. Mr. Dawson. So St. Francisville, obviously a very historic place. But to me, the interesting thing about this book is not just what we're learning, the history, our shared history that we're learning. It's the origin story of how this book even got started. Talk to me about why this book is written.
Well, it was a very interesting story about how it started. Dr. Henry Hardy, who is a graduate of Dawson High School, who has 4 math degrees and more energy than anybody I've ever met, passed away a few months ago. But in the process, he wrote a book, and the book was based upon something he saw online. He started looking at basically notable people of color in the area. When he saw West Feliciana Parish, the only person that was mentioned as a notable person of color was a serial killer. So that, I mean, just sparked a fire inside of him, being that from West Feliciana Parish, knowing a lot of people that are of color that did remarkable things. He said, it's time to do something about it, so he wrote a book.
I mean, I know from my research that civil rights movement was ripe in the Felicianas. I know NAACP sent folks to the Felicianas to help with some of those movements. So talk to me about your connection, because the people are listening. They're like, Dawson High School, I thought you said his name was Ken Dawson. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, well, my grandfather was the first black educator in West Feliciana Parish, and the school is named after him, John S. Dawson. Brought down in the 1890s to come in to teach young black kids how to read and write. Now, during that time, we know how difficult that had to have been to come down and do such a thing, but he was also brought in by also 2 very spiritual white men that was org and that brought them in and they said, look, let's do something about it. And they did. So he came in at 19 and started teaching young African Americans how to read and write.
Wow. So that's one person right there who is of note, just the person whose the school was named after, Mr. John S. Dawson. So we know that that's at least one notable person of color that came out of St. Francisville. Talk to me about some other people that are also featured in the book.
Well, I mean, you have some people that people may know now. One by the name of Thomas Dawson, who's now the music director of the world-renowned Commodores. We also have a minister who was very responsible for actually bringing voting to African Americans in West Feliciana Parish. So he came through, and he was the first man that was registered to vote. So we're looking at some incredible people that were mentioned. And those just a few. We have many people that will be known that in West Feliciana Parish, they're notable people of color that did remarkable things in the area.
Number one, I mean, it has to be of note that one, this is family legacy. So
Yes.
that's important that your family legacy is also documented and that other people are receiving those stories. If you had a message for people who they're going to pick up this book for the first time, they may see it, you know, in a store somewhere, what would be your message to them? What should they learn about notable people of color from the Felicianas?
I think it's important for young people today to realize that there are shoulders that they're standing on. There are people who did remarkable things that got them into the position where they are now. So it's important to teach the next generation that there were people that did remarkable things. The other thing is to realize is that it wasn't just people of color, but there were other people from different backgrounds and different races that also realized that out of the goodness of their heart and what is spiritually correct, they needed to do some things to help. So the important thing is to get this message out. So that's what we are doing. And there's an event Saturday that we're having. We're going to launch this book at Hemingbow at 11 o'clock. That's going to have an incredible opportunity to hear speakers that were related to the book and also get a copy if you like.
Okay, now tell me this. You mentioned John S. Dawson High School, and I just have the insider information that
Yes.
you've been working to restore that. Talk to me about that project.
Yes, we are working to restore J.S. Dawson. It means a lot to the people of the area. It means a lot to not only the people who attended Dawson, but also their legacy, their children and grandchildren. So we are working to completely have a restoration of the whole school, which will have a community center, which will have educational facets, which will also work at doing things that will support anything that's happening in the parish. So we are moving forward with that quickly.
All right, a resurgence in St. Francisville. Thank you so much, Mr. Dawson, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Notable people of color in St. Francisville, Louisiana. You absolutely need to pick it up. Now, in today's Red Stick Greasy Spoon segment, we're heading back to a place that we all know and love, a place that we visited in our premiere episode. Let's check it out, Veganish Vibes. For today's segment of Red Stick Greasy Spoon, we are here at Veganish Vibes on Bennington Avenue. And let me tell you, the head chef, okay, the CEO and the founder of this awesome establishment, Ms. Nikki Johnson, is in the back there, chefing it up, and she's got an entire plant-based menu that you absolutely have to see to believe.
What you have in front of you are our famous fried oyster mushrooms, our shrimp po' boy, and our lady of the house. We're gonna make crab cakes today. It's so simple. You just take them and just peel it down. People think being vegan is hard. It's definitely not.
How did this start for you?
3 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. A mom of 3. My youngest was 5 months, and like no one in my family had breast cancer.
How old were you, Nikki?
36, turning 37. I changed what I put in my body, put on my body, and my concept of food. So this is our mixture for the lion's mane mushroom.
And what's in this?
So that's vegan mayo and some special
I
seasonings.
feel like the cafeteria lady.
Okay. And I want you to mix that with your hand.
Okay.
And the texture of the lion's mane mushroom, it will blow your mind. You
It
will
looks
think it
just like crab
just
once
like
it's got
crab.
this moisture on it.
Yes. We'll get you to make it into a patty. Add a little oil, and I want you to drop it right there in the center.
Drop the whole thing?
Yep.
Okay.
And we're gonna let it brown. We have another restaurant in A-Meat. It's known as Cafe. It's a soul food cafe. So everything there are my mom's recipes. So I just took all of her recipes and made them vegan. Like I don't use any measuring cups, any measuring spoons. I just go off the cuff. The craziest thing.
Let the ancestors speak to you.
Yes.
This is speaking to my soul
Yes.
right now.
The craziest thing is that I can't taste. Chemotherapy just that left, and I never got it back. But I can smell, like my sense of smell. And so when I'm tasting the food, I'm tasting like for saltiness and sweetness. And if it's in between, I know it's good.
Oh my God.
That
Oh my
is our
God.
Vegan shrimp po'
Oh my
boy.
God. But it tastes like shrimp.
Yes,
And it feels like shrimp.
yes.
Oh my God, Nikki, hold on.
It takes time to get the shrimp texture right.
And this
the
is all
taste.
plant-based.
All plant-based, 100% plant-based.
Nikki, I don't believe it.
My customers say I'm a magician.
This tastes like a shrimp po' boy. Look at this. Look at this. The texture, it's shrimp. It tastes like shrimp. I'm not exaggerating.
I'm blown away, to be honest with you. Like, this was a dream. I just wanted to provide something to a community that could help them.
Help fills us up. Veganish Vibes is open Tuesday through Saturday. They are at 4608 Bennington Avenue, right here in Baton Rouge. You do not want to miss it. And we'll put up their website so you can visit, place an order. Make sure you tell them Love 225 sent you. But when we return, we've got a lot more. What about all of this? Yeah, the chef behind those delicious plant-based meals at Veganish Vibes. She is here in the building, folks. She's sharing some new menu items with us. You do not want to miss that right here on Love 225. Welcome back to Love 225, and joining me today, I wish I could smell it in here. It smells so good. We just revisited Veganish Vibes, and now I've got the chef, the mom, the wife, the entrepreneur, Miss Nikki Johnson, joining me to talk all about it, get some updates on Veganish Vibes. Nikki, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Brandy.
So, since the last time we saw you, you were our inaugural, our premiere episode of Love 225. Tell me what's been going on with Veganish Vibes.
Business has been growing. Being featured on Love 225 gave a boost to Veganish Vibes. I can't thank you enough.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
We're growing by leaps and bounds. You know, every day it's something new. And I'm just blessed to be here.
And obviously, I've been following it along. I follow y'all on social media. Y'all have had a vegan fest.
Yes.
You've had quite a number of celebrity guests.
Yes.
When I saw that you were trying to even reach out to NLE Chopper when he came to the area, I was like, oh, y'all please get him here. Yeah. And he came to visit. Talk to me about some of the cool people that have come to visit.
So NLE Chopper came in April. Unfortunately, my husband and I were out of the country. We were in St. Lucia on vacation.
Nothing wrong with that, girl.
Nothing wrong. We needed a break. So he came in and he loved the food. It was so amazing. Country Wayne came in a couple weeks ago and it was like mind-blowing. Again, I wasn't there. I'm like, oh my goodness. Everybody comes and I'm not there, but they enjoyed the food. So I'm just blessed. I'm grateful.
So what is their reaction when you get, you know, young people that are very well known, very, very popular in their niche, and they are coming to eat vegan food? What is their reaction to eating plant-based, meatless food?
So NLE Chopper is vegan as well as Country Wayne, but when their followers see that they're vegan and they don't eat meat, then they want to, you know, jump on the bandwagon. And so someone would message and say, hey, NLE Chopper came. I had no idea he was vegan. What did he get? I want to get exactly what he got. So we provide it.
Okay. So what did he get? That's the question. What are some of the more popular items that you've had?
He had red beans and rice, fried oyster mushrooms, macaroni and cheese, and beignets.
I pretty much had all of that, and I can tell you it's worth it.
Yes.
The fried shrimp po' boy, the red beans and rice. I mean, everybody that I talked to that I visited, they are just blown away that there's no meat in any of this food, but it's still so flavorful, and it's all about healthy living, right?
That's it.
So we got new menu items. You see all this food in front of me. I'm dying to not like just grab something and take a bite. Tell me what we got. Let's just go from your side to mine.
So this is the Vibe Burger, which is a Beyond Meat patty, lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, our signature sauce on a pretzel bun. We have our buffalo wings with fries.
Pause. We gotta take a closer look at these buffalo wings. They're shaped like chicken wings.
They're shaped like chicken wings. The bone is actually sugar cane.
Wow.
Yep. So it's soy-based, and it pulls just like chicken.
Pulls just like chicken.
And tastes like chicken.
Melvin, can you give me some napkins so I can take a pull? Then we've got some dessert over here. What's
so
this?
These are our very berry cheesecake beignets. They were featured on the menu yesterday for the first time, and they were a hit.
Okay, and tell me, what's so special about these?
So they're beignets. It's a cheesecake sauce with strawberries and blueberries and some powdered sugar. I can't give you all the deets, but they're really good.
Okay.
Really good.
So we can't get all the deets on this, but this looks absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Newly premiered on the menu.
Yes.
I love that. And then here we've got tacos. Talk to me about these beautiful tacos.
So these are deep fried jackfruit tacos and the oyster mushroom tacos. Both are sellouts every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday.
Sellouts every Tuesday for Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
Nikki loves the theme, y'all. She stays on theme. What's your favorite of these new menu items that you have up here?
Beignets.
The beignets?
Yes.
Why?
I just love sweets. Like, I've given up so much, you know, to be plant-based, and I just have to have a guilty pleasure and sweets are just my thing.
And I know we've talked about it. Like I said, your mom, you're a wife of your family. You're the
Yes.
only person that's fully vegan, right?
The only person that's fully vegan in the household.
What about these items up here? What are the things that they'll eat?
My husband loves the burgers.
Okay.
And the fried oyster mushroom tacos. My daughter loves the beignets and the burgers. She has to have a burger every day.
Well, I
every
don't know
single
which
day.
one I should take. Melvin, can I get a napkin?
Definitely the chicken.
I'm definitely gonna try this chicken. Y'all gotta get a look at this chicken. It's shaped just like a little chicken wing. Yeah, you sure can. Come on TV. Come on, Melvin, bring that napkin. Let's see. It's very chicken texture.
Yes.
And it tastes just like a chicken wing. Y'all, this is my second time eating Veganish Vibes on this show, and every time I'm blown away. How do you work this magic?
All God, none of me. Definitely all God.
It's all God.
All God.
And it's been literally life-saving for you. If you missed the
Definitely.
story earlier, you need to go back and watch it because this woman has quite the testimony.
Yes.
This restaurant is a part of her testimony. Nikki, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Brandy.
We're gonna come back over to Veganish Vibes.
Yes.
And when we return, we're gonna have a special performance. You do not wanna miss that. We'll be right back with much more Love 225. P.S. As always, we've got something very special here in South Louisiana, so we're always looking for more to share with you here on Love 225. But as promised, Subtweet Shawn Taylor did teach me that viral dance to his Beyonce bounce song. Make sure you give him a follow and dance with us. Enjoy. We'll see y'all next time right here on Love 225. Hey, yay.